Hi everyone, today is Tuesday, June 11, 2013. In response to one of my viewer, I would like to show them my compost heap and some of my warm bin. The viewer asked me, do I have warm bin, do I have a compost heap? And absolutely yes. And for every organic gardener or backyard gardener, you need to have at least 2 compost bins to help recycle all the kitchen waste, yard waste, and whatnot. So I just want to real quick show everybody my 2 compost bin here. And the first one you see here with the wire thing here, this one's about over 3 feet in diameter, almost 4 feet in diameter, and it's about 3.5 feet tall. I used to have up to almost 3.5 feet here full of leaves and dried leaves, grass clippings, so and so. So this compost heap here is one of the newest in terms of the date. This is only about over a month old, and you can tell already some of the material is already broken down. I constantly turning it. Almost every other day I come here and I turn the compost heap. So let a lot of the bacteria and the air flow through it, so it will help the decomposition process faster. And what you see here, the second bin here, this is about a little bit over 3 feet, and also a little bit over 3 feet tall, and 3 feet square, so at least a yard square. And this one, it's a little bit more mature. The material is already broken down a little more than this one right here. Okay. And this one here is actually the leftover, some of the leftover from I will show you another bin. So this is pretty much the metal part in terms of material being decomposed. So as you can see here, I have a lot of green stuff here, some of my tomatoes, cutting some of my other kale, and a lot of dry stuff, dry leaves. So I mix a lot of dry leaves, carbon material with nitrogen material, a lot of fresh leaves and stuff here. I mix them up, wet them down, and mix them up thoroughly. And every other day, like I say, I come out here and I mix them up, so to allow a lot of airflow in it. And finally, the third bin here. The third bin here is all pretty much the remnants, or the pretty much 90% broken down material. So from here, I took all the unbroken material and I moved it to here. Okay, and here, the third one is a new bin. So I have 3 consecutive bins here. Now, what interesting thing about the mature bin, not exactly mature yet, but I call it mature bin, it's that the materials are quite dark, not dark enough yet, and I would like to have this bin a little more mature before I put on into my garden bed. But actually you can use some of this already. Some of this are dirt, and a lot of them is decomposed material, organic material. As you can see here, very soft but very kind of sticky-like substance. So this is all organic material, including dirt. Now, I leave this pile here very cool in terms of temperature-wise. The other 2, I call it heap or thermophilic or hot compost. So that will help the process a little bit faster, decomposition a little bit faster, because it contains a lot of bacteria that help break down the material with nitrogen and carbon ratios, about 3 to 1, 3 part carbon and 1 part maybe nitrogen, and that's it's equivalent to 3 part dry brown material and 1 part green or nitrogen material. Okay, then that's a very simple form, and I guess there's plenty of YouTube video up there that show you how to create compost. But anyway, let's get back to this one. Now this one I would like to leave it a little further to allow the compost worms, to come in and finish the material. And it will leave me a very rich organic compost and worm cast material. I also have a separate warm bin that I do just for the worm alone. But this here, all the worms in here will congregate and will comes up and will dug in and continue to break down the material. Okay, so let me just show you when I dig this thing up, and I also continue to feed this bin as well. But I don't feed this material. I don't feed this bin with hard material such as leaf. I feed it with nice, let's say, banana peel, watermelon rind, stuff like that. So stuff that's very liquidy, so the worm can eat and consume very easily. Okay, here's an example. So let's say if I dig them up, just to show you. Hopefully the worm was still there, because earlier I was digging up, there was tons of worm in here. Let's see, well, I probably scared them off, and look at that. Okay, here we go. This side there's probably plenty of worms here. Look at this. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Look at that. That is a lot of worms in here. Look at this. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, so you would want your almost unfinished compost up to 89%. So this is pretty cool down so far. And the worm will eventually move in here and try to finish off the remainder of the compost. So you can see here there's a lot of red worms here, or other compost worms here. Look at that. There are tons of them in here. Can you guys see that? Look at this. And when I dig them up, they probably don't really like that, but just want to show you guys that. So they're all over this place. And like I say, I continue to feed this bin as well. I feed it with material that easily broken down. Not woody material, but soft nitrogen material, such as banana peel, watermelon rind, stuff like that. Something that's easily broken down so the worm can continue to consume it. So you need to have a lot of organic material in order for the worm to stay. Otherwise they will flee, and you will not have good finished compost. But this pile here still have a lot of work to go. Maybe another month or so before the worms can consume all the material, organic material. I still have a lot of leaves here, which is okay, but I really wanted to get out of this is a lot of worm cast. Okay, look at this. This all it's worms here. Can you see that? So, and then I will cover this up to keep the pile cool from the shade from the sun, and the worm will appreciate that because they don't like bright light, they don't like the hot sun. And I have this bin here in a very shady area. Okay, so also here, let me pause this video and show you my worm bins as well. Okay, so I'm back here with two of my homemade worm bin. Like I say, I don't believe in buying some of the stuff. I think you can always make some of this stuff up at home and try and do the best you can without spending tons of money. So this one I think is about 18 inches by maybe 14 inches. And of course I have the bottom containers to hold the liquid. This one I didn't have it yet, but I have a lot of absorbent material beneath it to absorb the leachate or the liquid from the vegetable. So here, let me give you a shot. I have a lot of dry leaf here to cover the top. And look at this. Look at this organic material here. And if I dig them up, look at this. Oh my goodness, there's tons of worms here. Look at that. Look at this. This is going to be a rich material here, organic material here, including worm cast and a whole bunch of stuff. So the worms are doing very well. They are multiplying like crazy in the hot summer sun. Of course, I try and keep this bin in the cool, shady area. You never want to expose your worm to hot weather. They will die almost instantly if they're exposed to the heat and the sun. Okay, same thing with this bin. I have a lot of organic material here, vegetable here. So my cutting here, the millibar spinach here, a lot of stuff here. And you do want to add some dirt, some soil to your bin. First of all, that will help add the bacteria to your worm bin. Look at this. Look at the worm. I know you can see that. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. So like I say, you would like to add some of the soil to the worm bin, This two reasons for it. One is that to help absorb some of the moisture from the vegetable. Two, it adds some of the bacteria to help break down the material, the vegetable. Also, I think there's another third reason is that the worms, when they consume the material, they do need some grit in the stomach to help break down the material. Okay, so that's also a good reason why you should add some dirt to your worm bin. Okay, let me show you another part of my worm bin, and let me pause this video. I know it's going to be a long video, but I think it's worth mentioning some of this stuff at home. So here again, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 5-gallon bucket here that I put a lot of organic material inside for the worm to consume, and a lot of them is already broken down. Of course, it's not as good as the other bin. It's a little smaller, but I think it's fine. Eventually, some of this stuff will break down, and I will feed this to the other bin if I want to, or I can feed it to my other compost, the almost finished compost bin as well. So I have a lot of organic material in here, a lot of worms in here. They probably dig down below. Okay. And there's a lot of other insects too, and I think that's fine. That's part of the recycling process. Is that you're gonna find a lot of other. Look at his worm chain. Look at this. And you can find a lot of other insects in your worm bin. But since I have the bins outdoor, there shouldn't be a problem. So there's gonna be some pests. As long as you don't put a lot of meat and stuff like that in your bin, you should be okay. So I only put vegetable cuttings, that's it, that's all I put, and maybe eggshells in here, and dried leaves to cover them up. So you can see here, in this bin, same thing, I add some dirt to it. And I also have, like I say, this is 2 buckets. The reason why it's for the second bucket on the bottom is to collect the leachate, the liquid. So once the liquid up to here, then I just take the liquid, I dump it out, mix it up with water, and I can use it as partially like an organic fertilizer. Okay, so that's my latest video on some of my compost, some of my compost bin and worm bin. And like I said, continue the compost and continue to recycle all your kitchen waste and yard waste. I would estimate that I probably recycle maybe over 1,000 pounds worth of stuff. And like I say, you can never have enough compost in your garden. Okay, so that's it for this edition and for this video. And thank you for watching.